Hi everyone, my name is Katie Sawyer. I am the Senior Marketing Manager at Hospitality Jobs UK. Today I am delighted to be joined by Enrique Florez, who is the General Manager at Brewhouse Kitchen in Islington. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining me. Thank you. So today is all about providing a little bit of advice to job seekers in the hospitality industry. 2021 is starting off in an interesting way, and we just wanted to provide a little bit of a guidance and a little bit of motivation and moral support in order to get your job search underway. So we're talking to Enrique today just to kind of hear his story and find out what his job seeker journey was like himself, and just to offer a few little sneaky inside tips to help you on your way. So first of all, Enrique, it's really lovely news to hear that you found your current role with Hospitality Jobs UK, which is great. So how did you actually hear about us, first of all?
So a couple of the friends I've got in LinkedIn said to me, look, Enrique, there is this website that has got a lot of activity at the moment. I think you should put your CV there because it looks really good and they have some really good roles like the ones you're looking for. So I did follow the advice of the friends on the industry.
Excellent. And so just tell us, when was this?
This is October last year.
Okay, so you've been with Brewhouse about just over a year now.
Just over a year now, yes.
Okay, excellent. And so tell us a bit about your journey then. So, you know, what role you actually applied for, what the onboarding process was, what the training was like, and, you know, right the way through to where you are now.
So the job, it was advertised as a support manager for the units in London. So you will have the opportunity to work in the 3 units within London while you're doing your training. And during the interviews, we discussed obviously the opportunity to grow after this was done. So the training started in Highbury in Islington. I was there during the Christmas time, which was really interesting because it was really busy. But obviously as a trainee and somebody new, you're really excited and you're full of energy and you want to learn as much as you can. And after that, I'd done a couple of shifts in Bedford on training as well. Really good trainer over there. And then I done the same on the other side of London in Horsham. So by the end of my onboarding process, I already been in 5 sites within the M25 or near the M25. Not all the GMs and the trainees, they were at the same time doing training with me. And the people on head office that is based in London, obviously they're very easy catching up with you every once a week or every 2-3 days, just making sure that you're okay, you know what's happening, where you're going next week. So very interesting, very well developed. Yeah.
Okay. And so did you find then that having that experience in the different locations kind of almost give you a bit of a boost and really helped you to understand the culture of Brewhouse Kitchen?
Yes, it did. I think for Brewhouse, it's very important to understand the clientele, know exactly what is it they're looking for, what kind of experience they're looking for. So being able to see 5 sites within probably 2-3 months, it was definitely a very good opportunity to learn more about the company, more about the culture and the product itself. So yeah.
And whilst you're at the different locations, and you're probably seeing a different type of client depending on where you are, and there's probably a different atmosphere, and you're going there for different reasons as a customer. I'm sure the culture and the brand and there was a consistency across all of the locations that must have really put you in a good position for where you've ended up.
Yes, it did. I think once you understand the value of your product and you feel comfortable with it, then you can go ahead and expose yourself on either location in the center of the West End, North London, Bedford or Horsham. So the company embraced so much the product and that communication with your customer that once you're comfortable with it, it becomes something natural.
And you know what? Actually, you know, whilst you were applying for roles in London, and you had that opportunity outside of London, you know, you're still grasping what it means to be an employee of Brewhouse Kitchen. And just while we're touching on that, you know, it must be quite valuable for you to understand that brand right at the point of application.
Yeah.
So was that something you actually looked for?
I was very keen to join a young company, and a company that had the potential to let you grow within the company. So I wanted to be exposed to different parts of the company as different pubs. And yes, you know, as soon as they say, okay, we need somebody to go and do some training in Horsham, I will put my hand up and I will be like, yes, definitely. You know, it does make you more confident. I think customers are very different across all the 22 places that the company owns, but they're all looking for the same. So it's how do you adjust to be able to deliver depending on the location.
And when you were applying for this role, now you know Brewhouse, do you think the advert, you know, served justice? You know, because, you know, in hindsight, do you think that advert, you know, was you know, did it tell you the Brewhouse Kitchen story? Was it really important to you to make sure that you had the salary on there, especially for the role that you're in, or the value add propositions? You know, if you're in London, do you need parking or not? Or, you know, do you have certain days of the week that you work? You know, was it important to capture those elements or not?
It is very important, and I was very honest to myself about what I was looking for. So understanding a little bit about the culture of the company on the app is really important. You know, for them to be able to put through a job description that this is the kind of things that we like from you, and this is what we're looking for. It makes the whole process a bit more human, more friendly, but obviously it needs to come as honest as possible. Great to know the salary expectations are there, the benefits of the company, location-wise, but to see through this information and being able to pick up on the culture is basic.
That's really interesting, you know, because sometimes I think when job adverts are written, the culture and the actual brand and the heart of the business isn't really considered. It can sometimes feel quite transactional, and actually, especially in Brewhouse Kitchen, it's more of a service, and it's a personality, and it's an experience, and, you know, it's key for that to come through, especially for somebody who might not have heard of Brewhouse Kitchen. So it's really interesting that you say that.
It's very good to be part of a company that knows and appreciates the value of an employee and the value of the product. It's how you put these two together from an interviewing process. Interviews were pretty amazing as well, with operations director and support team from HR. So it was really positive from day one.
And how did you find the actual application process itself via us? Did you find it, you know, what did you think?
It was very quick, but very honest. From the first conversation on the phone with the HR director, we discussed the role, we discussed what I was looking for, and we discussed the potential outcome of that first meeting or conversation. It was very honest, it was very simple, it was not complicated like some companies do it, and it was very straightforward, I would say.
And that gives you an indication of what your working life will be like going forward, you know?
Yeah, because you as a job seeker, you're trying to get information that is not there. So the best way to do it is by talk to those guys, because they work for the company. They've been working for the company for many years. So you get a feeling from them talking to you, for sure.
Absolutely. And regardless of the role that you're applying for, it's a two-way street, isn't it? You want to know that company is the right fit for you, and likewise. And so for all the job seekers out there at the moment, what piece of advice, and specifically for the hospitality industry, what piece of advice do you think that you could share that is almost a bit of an invaluable tip?
I would say, be honest to yourself. You need to know what you're looking for so you don't get lost. in the cloud of jobs out there. And be specific, be honest and specific. You need to know exactly what qualities you have as a potential employee, and what is that you're going to offer to the employer. Once you know that information, you will be able to be specific about your search and take a risk. I think taking a risk within the industry and understanding what values you can transfer from myself, for example, from restaurants to bars, it works and it pays off for sure.
That's also interesting, because you know it's really important that you're passionate about the industry, that you're passionate about the role, but like you just said, it might not necessarily be the particular sector that you're used to working in. You can transfer the skills and you can bring something new to a new area, which is also exciting for you, and it's a new challenge, isn't it?
Right, and it takes you to take a risk, but you know what, it pays off. Once you're comfortable of taking a risk within boundaries of where your skills are going to be transferred to this other field, then go ahead and do it. Because if you enjoy customers, hey, it could be a restaurant, it could be a bar, it could be a club. If you get the right company, you'll be able to take those values and share them with your customers.
And you're kind of living proof of saying, if you get the right company, given that your background is in restaurants, and now you're in a completely different, not entirely, but a different sector, but you're offering the service. If you find a company that suits your qualities, then sometimes don't pigeonhole yourself too much.
Yeah, you need to be flexible, because things are changing pretty quickly in this industry. The bottom line, customer service, quality product, quality service is very important across all different kind of structures of different businesses. So be flexible, because maybe you never thought about working in a pub, but you know what, maybe then you realize that your skills actually fit a pub more than a restaurant. So it is important to be flexible for sure.
That's really good advice. So I think we'll wrap up there. I just wanted to say that once all this is over and we can actually move between tiers and we can go and sit in a venue somewhere, I'd love to come and meet you, and I'd love to taste one of those beers that you've been talking about.
Please do. I'm sure we're going to get there pretty soon, sooner than where everybody thinks. But we are in London, and we love pubs, we love restaurants, and there is definitely something that we want to go and visit as soon as we can.
Yeah, well, I really look forward to that day, Enrique. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and I hope that this helps some job seekers in our industry.
I hope it does. Thank you very much for your time.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.